Hello and welcome to the show. It is time for another front-wheel drive car to go around our rally course, and what better vehicle to use than the Ford Focus RS. Now, front-wheel drive cars have not fared too badly around this circuit. Certainly the Lancia Fulvia did relatively well at 130.8. And I'm hoping that the Focus might be able to put in a decent time around the course. We are naturally going to start off with some snow tyres and make them as wide as possible. 255s on the front. I think that's the same size as the Fulvia got. Certainly it's not too bad either way. And again, 255 on the rear. We will go and stick on the Forza. I'll actually remember to put the Forza Aero on the vehicle this time around. Does tend to help. Oh, whoa, what the bloody hell is that? Oh, that is hideous. That is a long time since I've seen that hideous rear wing combination on a vehicle. Pretty sure I have seen it on a couple of cars in older Forza games. Wow, yeah, don't go for that. That's a bit better. I'm still not a lover of the double wing combination. We want that. It's not pretty, I will be honest, the Forza rear aero. However, we do want it. Oh, we can have some rally lights. Come on, rally lights. Please, rally lights. Please, lots of rally. No, we're not going to have lots of rally lights. That is disappointing. They are slightly lighter. We might come back to them. We'll see what we've got PI-wise to spend at the end. So, after the tyres and tyre width, we are up into A-Class. Now, the Focus does start off relatively light at £2,800. As far as the weight reduction goes, I'm not sure. To be fair, that's not actually making a massive amount of difference to the PI. Okay. Well, I don't know how much power the standard engine in this is going to get. Our only other option, unfortunately, we can't get anything particularly exciting in this car. I say anything particularly exciting, we got to get the Turbo Rally engine in. Now, the Turbo Rally engine is not a bad engine. However, it does top out at about 450-ish horsepower. So if we can get more from the car's standard engine, we will go with that. And as I said, we will stick whatever weight reduction we can and keep it within the PI. We may end up going for full-on weight reduction. Let's keep sticking on parts. Now, by the looks of it, we might get a little bit more power by going with the standard engine. We probably won't quite have the torque of the Turbo Rally. 441 from the Focus. Yes, a little bit more. It's a little bit more from the car standard engine for 460 horsepower in our Focus. So it's quite a lot going through the front wheels, but it's not sort of lunatic levels of power, which is nice. We will come back to gearbox. Let's see what we can do with weight reduction here now. Wow, okay, we can get full weight reduction on and still have 7 PI to play around with, which is good. There's going to be almost fully built, I think, with the car's standard engine, and with the Rally Turbo, I don't think you get much more PI in it. That makes no PI difference at all, so we'll chuck that on. We'll go for, when we can, we might as well go for a race gearbox. That's curious. That is very curious. Okay, hold on, let's try it. 7.207, and that reckons 7.207. I think there's something bugged with the stats on that, because that apparently is worse when it's making, well, technically making no difference at all. 13.518, 13.518. So it's no difference in any way, shape, or form other than being a bit lighter. I think there's a bit of a bugged stat going on with that. I'll put it on. It's, yeah, when we will also go and grab a flywheel, and the flywheel's making no difference to the PI. I did put that on fully there as well. Peculiar. Some oddities are going on with my Focus, and I'm not sure I like it. We may as well, not that I'm a massive fan of these bonnets particularly, we may as well, I think I like this one here just because you see the sponsor stuff better, whereas that's kind of, yeah, that one there will do. We've got to keep showing off the Martini car. Well, our Focus is ready to go. It is 3 PI down. I think there's a slightly odd clutch going on in it. However, a decent power to weight ratio. It is relatively, not quite as light as the Fulvia, but still pretty good going in terms of weight, and a decent amount of power and torque. So maybe the Focus could be the first front-wheel drive car to get under the 1 minute 30s. So we bring the focus to the Mountain Peak Scramble Circuit, where it is going to get 5 laps to try and beat the Lancia Fulvia. As I said, a 1:30.6 is the current fastest time for a front-wheel drive car. Maybe the Focus could get into the 1:29s. The next car on the table is the R31 Skyline at 29.5. That is a pretty good time for a, well, two-wheel drive car. So maybe the Focus could throw in an upset. Although it does a lot of wheel spin. That's an awful lot of wheel spin. Off the start line. I think that might be the most of all the front-wheel drive cars. I think with most of all the cars that have gone. Yeah, so this is going to be happy to spin its wheels for a lot of the time. Although that's just kind of something that might end up happening. I'm trying to be as careful as possible. Rolvia didn't launch the car onto its side, but it did actually upset the Focus a fair bit. Now, I would love to be flat out through McRae, but we're not going to. Not with that line. We may have found the fence ever so slightly. That line is not going to be a line to to be flat out. And the issue with this much power to the front wheels, trying to go flat out through a corner often ends up in a lot of on-power understeer and then visiting of a wall, and I would rather not be visiting any of the walls or the Polestar Rock. Bloody hell. Trying to get on this power is not easy. It does look like we're going to end up going for the higher gear tactic. The issue, of course, with the higher gear tactic is with, well, a car with massive turbos such as this one we got on the ice through the Kimmies. We saved it, though. Yeah, go for higher gear in a car that's got massive or relatively massive turbos, and we are going to have a lot of turbo lag. Although, admittedly, if we're just spinning the power away in lower gears, it doesn't really matter. It's going to kind of experiment, I think, a little bit, because this might be the most wheel-spinny car I think I've driven on this. It was a good line around Saturite, though. So much trying to get some grip out of the Focus. It's up towards 122 miles an hour into the braking zone at turn 1. That's only like 5 miles an hour for the 700 horsepower Volvo, so it's not doing too badly at putting its power down out of that final corner. I mean, that's quicker than some of the all-wheel drive cars have been doing down there. Well, as quick, certainly. So that's quite impressive from the Focus. Now, we are going to be, okay, we're much wider on the way, and now can we go to full throttle? Yes, we can on the exit. Just about, if in doubt, flat out through there, but very, very, very risky in the Focus. Bounce our way through the off-piste twist. It's not too bad. It's not the best car across the rocks, but it's also by far not the worst, so that's always nice. I'm trying to get on power, and we're just heading. The car is homing in on the Polestar Rock there if we try and use too much throttle through that corner. We're going to understeer some more. Yeah, we've got to be really careful, or this might end up in trouble through the Kimmies. No, we're actually okay. I'm surprised. We did definitely cross the ice, but managed to get away with it. This is actually feeling like a really good lap in the Focus. We kept it above 50 miles an hour around Diabolica as well. Now trying to get on that power. Could probably have been in 4th. Make it a little bit easier on the old power delivery. 3rd gear for Saturite. Again, probably short shifting into 4th might not be a bad idea, as I'm now fighting the traction. A 31.1 from the Focus up towards the first corner once more. So we've got a little bit of time to find if we want to go after that Lancia. It did feel like a fairly decent lap. Okay, let's try. On this lap, I'm going to be a little bit more kind of aggressive with the with the gear changes. So we'll leave it in 3rd a bit more and see what we can do with the car. Although up here we are going to want to be in 4th. It's a higher speed section. Oh, no, I've turned in too soon and then tried to correct it and ended up in the fence a little bit. I think 2nd gear is going to be of any use on the way up through the off-piste twist. Jesus, that's a huge jump. I'm not quite sure how we got so much airtime there, but there we go. That might be the most we've seen from anything through that section. Come on, Focus. I know the controller is literally vibrating almost the entirety of this lap. Me trying to be aggressive, or a little bit more aggressive, with the car. I'm not sure it's really working. It feels ragged, but sometimes there might not normally smooth is good, but maybe, just maybe, we can find some time in the car again. Chuck it into Diabolica. Actually, even faster that time around through Diabolica. Come on, get that power down to the road. kind of got to the point of giving up in some of these corners. Just boot it and hope is the is the way forward. I'm not sure that is a good strategy. However, what will the lap time be? 30.2. Maybe boot it and hope is a good strategy. I don't know. See, that felt like an awful, awful bloody lap, but apparently it was quicker. Well, booted and hope it is. That's not going to go. It's not going to end well. We're going to end up clonking a wall very, very heavily if we do too much boot it and hope. All my controller is going to fall apart. I'm not sure which at this current moment in time. This is a silly car. I know the front-wheel drive cars were always going to be difficult around this course, especially up halfway through S1 class. They're going to be getting quite a lot of power. However, this is by far, I think, the most wheel-spinning machine that I have driven in this series. It's absolutely ludicrous. And it's somehow still going quite quick. I mean, it's the new fastest front-wheel drive car. I'm driving it like a moron, and apparently that is the way to be getting speed out of the Focus. Right, heading up towards the Kimmies we go. Now, I was a little bit wonky on the way to turn 1. No, we've pirouetted. And we've almost, I don't even know where we nearly fell off the course. Yeah, that lap was terrible. Well, I say it was terrible. I think it was actually going quite quickly up until that point. I'm really not sure how I'm going to go faster, because I'm really not sure what I did to get a 30.2. Oh, this is... I don't know if I like this. I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure I like this car particularly. I want to like the Focus RS. I do actually quite like this generation of Focus RS. I'm not sure it is the car of choice. It's just too ludicrous almost for this course. Now, let's get on the brakes nice and early through turn 1, and I think that is actually a very, very good turn 1. Now, I don't even know if I should try and go full caution or full lunatic around here, or if I go somewhere in the middle, whether that's worse, or I'm kind of just using my best judgment and hoping. Hoping is, yeah, definitely, definitely the way to get a fast lap time is use the power of hope. Oh, don't end up in the fence through McRae's. It's 94 miles an hour on the exit. It's not quite up at the hundreds, but that's, again, for a front-wheel drive car, that is going very, very well, although it does not like the rocks through the off-piste twist. Try and get on that power out the other side. So much understeer, so much on-power understeer is going on. I know I generally say I like cars with a little bit more understeer. This is absolutely ridiculous around here, though. It is, yeah, I just can't barely get near the throttle as we leave some of these corners, or halfway through some of these corners, where I would be in a rear-wheel drive, or certainly with an all-wheel drive car. Oh, don't get Diabolica right. We were too wide on the exit of the Kimmies. I couldn't get the car across in time, and now it's all about that power delivery up towards Saturite for the final time we go. It actually brushed the inside, but relatively quick through that section. Run towards the line. Don't think it was quicker on that final lap. I don't know if I was going better up until Diabolica. Diabolica was certainly not excellent. Yeah, a weird, weird bloody car. There is just seemingly never-ending amounts of wheel spin. If we put this up into, I guess, yeah, 5th it's just spinning. 6th is okay, but then I'm not sure we have a huge amount of gameplay in this machine. It's about the most ludicrous front-wheel drive car I've driven. That's not quite what I was expecting. I'm going to be honest, we have decent enough sized tyres. I thought it would be a decent enough handling car. It is the quickest front-wheel drive car we've had. It's just silly. It's just really very, very silly and very crazy. I quite like it. I mean, there is some speed to be found, but very, very difficult to drive it quickly. Yeah, a 30.2 will put the car into 11th place, going some 0.3 of a second faster than the Lancia Fulvia, half a second quicker than the Camaro Z28, almost a second faster than the Fiat 6, or the Abarth 695, I should say. We're not that far off the R31 Sky, not about second down on the Mazda RX-8, which, yeah, for a lunatic front-wheel drive car is not too bad going. Well, people wanted to see me drive the Focus RS, and it certainly was dramatic, yes. I shall go with dramatic. However, that is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.